Hi, and welcome back to the Crap My Kids Say podcast. We've been gone a little while.
Sorry.
But we're back now, and hopefully you'll be seeing us on YouTube now. We've got an area set up that I think will be good for filming and recording our podcast more often.
And I get a comfy chair.
Yeah.
Not a kitchen table chair.
Yeah, we're not at the kitchen table anymore. So we're going to try a little bit different format, and it might sound a little rougher to start off with. Like, I'm going to try not to do hardly any editing. Whatever we say while we're recording is getting put in, I guess.
Yeah, error and all.
Error and all. And then there'll be a video accompanying it on YouTube. If it doesn't work and I'll have to like start doing more editing to the sound, then the video probably won't happen.
Yeah, it just depends on how like relatively smoothly things go.
Right. So yeah, you'll hear that microphone noise that just happened.
What?
Oh, I just adjusted my mic.
Oh.
But,
okay.
So this is the first time we've had this set up, so we're still fine-tuning everything.
Yeah. So we are going to talk about today some shows that we've been watching, like new shows that have just come out. So we just watched The Witcher, which just came out on Netflix. We also watched The Mandalorian, which was on Disney Plus, and The Unicorn, which is on CBS.
Yep.
And then also the movie The Joker. Joker, I guess.
Joker,
not the Joker, but Joker.
Yep.
So we were going to kind of just talk about those, kind of like our Stranger Things 3 podcast a little bit. So you want to start with The Witcher?
Yep.
Okay. So The Witcher was so good.
It was really good.
I loved it. We watched it 2 times in a row, and we've only done that a few times.
Yeah.
It's not like we do that every time with a show. Stranger Things,
Mm-hmm.
we've watched multiple times in a row. Justified is another one. Game of Thrones, like really good shows that are our favorite. We'll finish it, fall into a deep depression, and then start it over again.
Yeah.
And so after we finished The Witcher, we started it right over again. And it was like, it made a lot more sense the second time. Because I was so confused the first time.
Yeah, the timeline. Spoilers. There's going to be spoilers.
Yeah,
lots and lots of spoilers. If anyone hasn't seen The Witcher, The Mandalorian, The Unicorn, or Joker, stop now.
Yeah, stop.
So yeah, that was the first time when we watched it through the first time, the timelines, like we were started, and I was like, I think they're on separate timelines, but I couldn't judge
Who was where.
Who was in what time. And the second time, it started making more sense that Yennefer starts off way before Ciri is born.
Yeah. And so does Geralt.
Yeah. Well, and she actually is before, her timeline starts before Geralt's timeline even comes in.
Oh, it does?
Yeah, because when she goes through the transformation...
Yeah.
The king who's has a daughter with his sister.
Oh, yeah.
Is a little kid.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he wasn't around.
No,
then.
but I mean it's before his timeline.
On the show.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, because his starts with Stregobor and Renfrey.
Renfrey, yeah. Yeah, Renfrey. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I was so confused about the timeline thing because Ciri's grandma in the first episode dies, and then in the 4th episode, I think it is, they're at like a banquet or whatever, and I'm like, I am literally so confused right now, and I'm like looking up on IMDb because we have that on our phones because we look up actors all the time. And I'm like, it's the same actress, it's the same person, but like she's dead? I'm so confused right now. And it's not like you can judge age-wise from Geralt or Yennefer
because they don't age.
They don't age. So you can't judge by like how old they are.
Right.
Like, oh, he's younger in this scene, or he's older, or because they literally look identical.
Yeah, they look the same all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, right?
Caught that in time. Yeah, the one thing that I kind of didn't like so much from the movie, and it's probably doesn't bother any from the show. Sorry, it probably doesn't bother anybody else, but it bothered me. Was Geralt's swords?
Why?
Because they're not like how they're described in the book or in the game, and they're like really cool looking.
Oh.
And they're also, which are not clear, but that video you tagged me in.
Oh,
from
the one
Netflix
about his sword. Yeah.
Goes into depth of how he has two swords.
Uh-huh.
One is a steel sword.
Yeah.
That's for humans, and then a silver sword that is for monsters.
Right.
And they never really go into that.
Yeah.
Or even show his silver sword in the...
Yeah, but you have to realize that they're trying to sum up a lot. Like, I mean, it's a book and, but yeah, I think you're one of the few that's going to bother.
Yeah,
And I was reading too, I guess they didn't try to match up to the game as much as the books.
Yeah.
I was reading that they thought if they tried to go off the book or the game too much, it would be unrealistic and look weird and just kind of be like an awkward type deal. So they decided to not like base it off the game as much as like the books. So yeah, so that maybe could be part of it a little bit.
Yeah, that could be. Yep.
Yeah, that could be part of it. I don't know. Another thing I was reading, which I kind of goes into Yennefer and how I wasn't sure if I liked her or not, because I'm like, what is she trying to do? What is she getting at? Like, what is her, like, her deal? Like, what does she want in life?
Right.
Like, is she good? Is she bad? I don't know. And I ended up liking her, but at first it was kind of rocky because I'm like, at first she's helpless, which was really sad because her dad sold her for like 3 marks.
Right.
And her mom pissed me off because her mom just let him sell her. Like, what kind of mother?
Yeah.
And so I felt bad, but then she felt sorry for herself and she was a victim, and then she seemed power hungry and like she was just using people. And then I ended up liking her because she kind of came around. But I was reading the actress who played Yennefer. She's got a really weird name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anatolia or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
She, I guess, had reservations about being naked so much.
She was naked quite a bit.
She was naked a lot. And I guess they started off with body doubles, but she didn't like the way it looked. And then also she felt like she couldn't get emotionally involved with the character if she didn't do everything involved with the character.
Right.
So then she decided that she would do all her naked scenes on her own.
Anya Chalotra.
Yeah.
Chalotra? Chalotra. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, I knew it was something weird. There's no way I could pronounce it.
Yeah, I didn't mind. I like the actress. I think she's a really good actress. The character.
Yeah, obviously she's great.
She's great. The character annoys me.
Really?
Yeah.
Even at the end, like at the end, the last episode.
The last episode's okay. Yeah, like the final battle, but battle. But leading up to that, like, well, I guess it makes sense if she is in the beginning a young girl.
Yeah, because
being
it
taken
seems like
in
she's young.
And says, "Oh, I want everything. I want to be pretty. I want people to notice me." So then she has that, and then she's like, "Oh, but to get that, I lost the ability to make a baby."
Yeah.
And then gets all...
I think, like, I don't know. I think part of it, too, was at first I kind of thought that she wanted a baby just because she couldn't have a baby.
That's what annoyed me.
But then I was thinking about it, and maybe she was so focused on getting like what she wanted and stuff that she was young that she didn't really think about it. And then as the years went by, as she got older and matured more, it started to kind of sink in that she gave up more than she thought she did.
Yeah, and like the part where she did turn around for me was when they're on the dragon hunt.
Oh yeah.
And she actually finds the dragon. They find the dragon, but she sees that there's an egg, and she's like, "Oh,
yeah, never mind."
Never mind.
Yeah, she does have a heart and a soft spot for, like kids and stuff like that. But then when it comes to other things, she wants what she wants.
Yeah.
Take no prisoners. Yeah, I do like her, but it took me a minute to warm up to her because I felt like she was bratty.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely seemed bratty at first.
Yeah, just I want this and I want that, but she had a rough life, and I felt that just really upset me, the whole thing, and I just wanted to slap the crap out of her mom.
Yeah.
Oh, that just made me so mad. Remember the second time we watched it, I was like, if you ever sold our children, I would murder you. I would literally kill you.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen.
No, I know.
The other kind of part I was happy to see resolved towards the end was her and her teacher. I just want to call her Long Susan from Ripper Street. But
yep. Tess something. Tessea, yeah.
How they kind of reconciled at the end I liked that. That came around good and naturally and not like...
Yeah, not forced. It was kind of like the natural cycle of teenage girls with their moms, because it goes... I know. But it kind of is like when you're little, your mom's the best, and then you start to get to a teenager, and your mom is annoying, and she doesn't know anything, and... that whole pushes your buttons all the time. And then the older you get, the more you realize, like, oh my gosh, my mom's amazing. For most people,
right.
I think. So it was kind of like one of those, I felt like a natural, but it's hard to tell, like, because she doesn't age, and the teacher doesn't age either. So it's kind of like hard to judge by looks what stage they're at, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. I liked that they kind of reconciled at the end. That was nice.
Yeah, that came out really well.
But where the hell did she go?
What do you mean?
Yennefer at the end. Remember, she disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know.
She just disappeared.
Good news is it is confirmed for a second season already. So
I know. Yay.
That's good.
So excited.
Yep. And the other, which I'll go into more in The Mandalorian also, but it kind of seems like there's a theme of like strong male fatherly figures,
which
like,
is nice. Yeah,
really cool. But it like, because you have Geralt who is on his own, doesn't want to get involved in the affairs of humans.
Yeah.
Whoops. And but now is actively searching and eventually finds what is his child now.
Yeah, it is his child. Surprise.
Yeah, the law of surprise, which, yeah. That's interesting. I had never even thought of anything like that. But, yeah. And it seems to be, like, they say, oh, it could be a puppy or an extra bumper crop of grain.
Yeah.
And the two times, it's a wife and then a child.
Yeah. Those are pretty big surprises.
And it's apparently very important that you...
you
comply with the law of surprise.
Yeah, destiny.
Yeah.
Will slap you around if you don't.
Apparently.
What was the other thing? Oh, the actor who's the Witcher. Oh my gosh, I love him. Henry Cavill is Cavill. Cavill or Cavill?
I don't know.
Okay,
I thought it was Cavill.
Things.
So.
Okay. So he's been like working with Netflix on their Facebook and has done like 2 videos, and one of them was him reading from the Witcher
books, yeah.
Which I could literally listen to him read the whole entire series. Like, I love the way he reads it, and he's, like, so into it. And I'm like, I could just listen. Like, if there was an audiobook of him reading it, I would definitely listen to it.
Yeah, and that's I'm catching up on some podcasts now, and then I am gonna get Audible. Try to get in all the books on the free Audible sample to catch up on the book storyline, because I guess it flows pretty well with the show, I guess.
Really?
From what I've kind of been reading, like the synopsis of the books, there's the three main characters: Yennefer, Geralt, and Ciri.
Yeah.
I try not to go too far because I don't want to
Spoil stuff.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that video I tagged you in, actually there was another one too. There was the sword one.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool. The video is on Netflix's Facebook page, and he just goes through and talks about the swords and like the fighting scenes and what swords they use and techniques, and it's really cool.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool how he was talking about when they will have 3 different versions of the same sword. They'll have the foam one, a rubber one,
and then like a
short
cut-off one. Yeah.
For when they're like fighting, and like if it comes to a part where he has to like chop somebody's arm off, he can make the motion without the blade actually hitting them, and then they can CGI in the rest of the blade and the arm getting cut off, which that was really cool. I've never heard of that before.
I hadn't either. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
Yeah, and then the other video that I watched was him breaking down like moment by moment that scene in the first episode when he's in Blaviken and he like kills all of Renfri's men and then fights her.
Yeah.
It's like
Butcher of Blaviken.
Yeah. He breaks down the whole thing like moment by moment.
Right.
It's really cool. And then he talks about the actress who was Renfri and then also her stunt double, and how like I guess they were both really dedicated, and that reminds me of the thing I read about a group of men who were really dissatisfied with the Witcher series because women can't sword fight.
Oh yeah, no, that was I wish Renfri would have been in more. I thought she was like a good actress. She was really compelling and she was really pretty.
Yeah, I thought I loved her hair.
Yeah.
She had really pretty eyes, too.
Yeah, and I was like, hopefully she's going to be in the rest of the show. But yeah, she's only come back in flashbacks and stuff like that.
Yeah, she was definitely an interesting character. I wish we would have seen more of her.
Right.
But, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
I thought Yennefer was pretty. Not at first, but...
Yeah, I mean, you could see the beauty inside, I guess, at first.
It's the beauty inside. But then I thought she got pretty.
Yeah. I guess she looked, I don't know. I guess she looked too young.
Too young?
For, like, I don't know.
To be, like, attractive. Like,
yeah.
Be like, oh, she's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
Or like that.
Yeah, like that. Like, I don't know, she just had, like, kind of like a baby face almost, I guess. But
she is young.
She is only...
Like, I think she's, like, 21 or 22 in real life. Like,
and looks like 18 or 19.
Yeah, she's definitely young.
So, yeah, some of the naked scenes were a little awkward.
Yeah. I could see that. I thought she was really pretty, but it's different for girls than it is for guys.
Right.
I can't really think of anything.
Yeah, the only other thing that confused me... Well, okay, so they go through, and at the end, when Geralt and Ciri finally meet, I thought they were going to, like, cross paths and not meet again. Like, I was sitting there like, screen's going to go black. They're not going to find each other.
Oh, yeah.
And they do, so...
I was really happy about that.
I was happy about that they actually do meet up. Mm-hmm. But, in his flashbacks, when he's having flashbacks to his mom...
Oh, yeah.
There's that little gold dragon.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to remember him.
Yeah, I don't know if
when he
maybe
meets up later. I don't know. Like, that part confused me.
Or maybe there's other golden dragons out there.
Well, he said when he was talking to the guy who like transforms, I guess, from the golden dragon.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a golden dragon. It would be a 1 in a million mutation, and I know how humans treat mutations or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like that intrigues me as to if there is a connection and why is that connection there. And he says,
or if there's more out there.
If there's more out there, and he says, I found you because I knew you were the Witcher who was raised not to hate dragons.
Oh.
When after their battle for saving the egg and stuff. So I was like,
oh, maybe he.
So he apparently remembers Geralt, but Geralt doesn't remember him.
Yeah, it seems like he like repressed a lot of.
Well, he was
abandoned.
Have you ever read up on like what they have to do to become a Witcher?
No.
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll probably find out in
Yeah.
like coming seasons.
Yeah, I think they'll go into it more, but yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
Probably. Yeah, I have not, but don't spoil it for me.
No, I'm not going to.
Okay. Okay, is that all you have to say about The Witcher?
Yeah, that's all I have for The Witcher.
Okay. That was a good observation about the dragon.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
part
even
really like just got me thinking about, okay, this is, and I hope they don't just like never mention it again.
Yeah, because like I know Game of Thrones has done that a couple times where they just
there's like,
never mention
and
something.
then Sons of Anarchy with the
yeah.
homeless lady
Oh yeah,
who just like pops in throughout the whole show,
and then
the show
nothing.
ends, and there's just no explanation to it.
Kurt Sutter said that it was like a mind game. He said that it literally meant nothing. It was to get you thinking like that she was involved in something, and she wasn't. And it was to just like kind of like a mind game for him to play. You know, because he's a little demented.
A little twisted.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, and then the other show is the Mandalorian on Disney Plus.
That was a good show.
That was good.
I love Baby Yoda. So cute.
The child.
Okay, Baby Yoda.
That's actually one of my first notes. It's the child. He isn't Baby Yoda. He isn't Yoda. As far as we know, he isn't Yoda's offspring.
Well, yeah,
He's
I know,
the
but
child.
he is a Yoda.
No.
Whatever Yoda's breed is, he's a Yoda, and then
Species.
he's a baby. Yeah, whatever. Same thing. And then he's a Yoda, like a Baby Yoda. He's cute, nonetheless.
He is really cute.
It's funny, like when he plays with that ball on the ship,
yeah.
like he keeps taking
On
it
the
off
knob,
and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was really cute and like accurate because kids.
I think
like
they
to
did
play
a
with that
really
stuff.
good job of showing like toddler
behavior.
behavior.
Yeah, eating the frog.
right.
And all the other kids are screaming and
Yeah.
stuff. That was funny.
That would be our youngest.
Yes.
He would be the one who swallowed a whole frog.
Yeah, and then stared at everybody like, "Why are you screaming? What's
Yeah.
wrong?" Yeah, that was funny.
Yep. I think like the highlight of the whole show was at the beginning of the last episode.
Oh yeah, with the stormtroopers.
With his two stormtroopers, and one of them is Jason Sudeikis. Like, as soon as he started like doing his hands, and he was kind of like, and I was like, oh my god, that's Jason Sudeikis. Like he does, you could just tell by his body language.
See, I couldn't tell.
I don't know. Maybe I just like look at body language more than.
Yeah, I don't know.
Other people said they're like, really? I couldn't tell, and like I just by his body language.
Just
I could tell who it was. And then when they're shooting,
oh yeah, that was
keep
really
missing,
funny.
like
Yeah,
any
that
show
was funny.
that is an offshoot of a huge franchise like that and can take that kind of risk
Yeah.
and pull it off.
Yeah, that was really
That was
funny.
good.
I liked that. The whole shooting at it and
Yeah.
missing. That was funny.
And then he punches Baby Yoda.
Unforgivable.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a lot of like celebrity cameos and throughout the whole series.
I know that one.
Bill Burr was one of the bounty hunters or mercenaries when they try to break out the guy out of the spaceship prison thing.
Oh,
He's the redhead one with the little flip-up gun thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And then from Sons of Anarchy was in the same.
Oh, Bobby.
Bobby.
I don't know his real name.
Yeah, I can't remember his real
Bobby.
name. Bobby from Sons of Anarchy is in that episode. Giancarlo Esposito.
I don't know who that is.
Gustavo Fring from Breaking Bad.
Oh,
at the
okay.
End.
Okay, yeah.
They have Werner Herzog as the client.
See, I don't know like half these people are.
There was a lot of cameos, and it was real. I think they did a real good job with throwing some like pretty serious actors or actors who would comedians even.
Yeah.
Throwing them into that situation, and they did really well with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who some of those people are, so I guess it doesn't really mean much to me.
Yeah. And then Cara Dune, the Gina Carano.
Oh, I love her.
Awesome. She was awesome.
She's so amazing.
Yeah, the good actress. Thick.
Yeah, she's thick with two C's for sure.
Yeah. But it was cool seeing, like, she was a former MMA fighter.
Yeah, she could definitely like beat you down for
Yeah,
sure.
but then like seeing her acting chops was really good.
Yeah, I loved her. Like, first of all, I like that she was like not like real thin, which I mean it's fine. I'm not body shaming anybody. I'm just saying that it's nice to see
Right.
like an array of body types, and so it's nice to see
Right.
her. She's thick and
Yeah.
beautiful, and I really liked her character. Like, she was strong and didn't need anybody. She's fending for herself,
Right.
but also has a big heart, and she's just great all around, and I officially have a girl crush on her. She's added to the list of girl crushes that I have.
Right. The one part that I thought was really cool and kind of shows how much blacksmithing is coming back into the mainstream was they had the Beskar steel, which when they show it is a piece of just like regular pattern welded steel, which is a blacksmithing technique to get like a pattern of light and dark lines running through some steel. But then you also had the leader of the Mandalorian, their little hideout was a blacksmith and stuff.
Right, yeah,
and an
because she
armorer.
forged him armor.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah, that is cool.
I guess it's space blacksmithing, so I'm not going to go into the...
it's a fake show. It has a baby Yoda, so let's not pick it apart.
I know, but it is better than like in like Game of Thrones. Some of the blacksmithing scenes that they show in Game of Thrones, it's just like, no.
But the average person is not going to know.
I know, but was a dying art form.
Yeah.
That's now coming back, and you want it
portrayed
right to further get people interested and not thinking they can melt steel and pour it into a mold and it's going to make a good sword.
Yeah, that might be dangerous.
Yeah. You're going to burn all your steel and not be able to make a good sword.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else with The Mandalorian?
Just again back, which all three of the four today. It's
yeah.
all we should have waited and done this till June, I guess. It'd be a good Father's Day thing.
Yeah.
But again, you had a kind of a rogue loner who ends up now taking on a baby.
A toddler.
A toddler, and
with powers at that.
Yeah, with powers, and I like the like some of the memes.
Oh, the Baby Yoda memes?
Baby Yoda and his memes about Mando. Mm-hmm. And they're like just a simple guy trying to make his way through the galaxy hunting monsters, and and there was one that was Witcher and Mandalorian combined, saying apparently it's the year of the dad.
Yeah.
And that says, two monster hunters adopting, and
yeah,
it was really good.
Yeah, it was good. I liked it a lot.
Oh, something interesting that I learned. So Pedro Pascal
Yeah, which
is
was
who
Mando.
played Mando.
Mm-hmm.
He is also in Game of Thrones and Narcos.
Which
Great
I've never
actor.
seen Narcos.
I don't know if you'd like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Oh, okay.
But he's a really good actor in both of those. And he actually he voiced Mando through the whole series, but he wasn't actually in the armor every episode.
Oh, really?
No, they had a body double.
Oh. Huh.
And he still got paid, like,
Oh.
paid.
Paid a lot.
Yeah, but I just thought that was a little funny.
Yeah, you'd think that it would be him, like, the whole time, since it is his voice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Nope,
That's
a lot of it
interesting.
was added in. Well, even they said that they had a hard time actually getting a good, clean sound from him in the armor and in the
so it was
suit.
probably done in, like, a booth
It was
or
all
something.
done in a booth with a filter
Gotcha.
added in to get that, like, kind of thing.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So, yeah, they ended up like, okay, we're just going to get a body double if you can't be here for this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was Mandalorian. So we haven't really gone, like, these two, we've kind of hit the high points of what we liked. We haven't gone into, like, a real deep dive of the storyline because I feel like they're so popular that if you haven't seen them, you're probably going to stop and go watch them before listening to us, maybe.
Yeah.
And you can get the basic storyline and pick up what we're saying.
Yeah, for sure.
But with the other one, the unicorn, which I think we're more like as like a suggestion, because I don't know how popular it is. I think it's fairly popular, but
I don't know if it's gonna be out for a season 2 or
yeah,
I don't know.
They just started. They're 2 episodes into after the mid-season break hiatus. I don't know if it's confirmed for another season or not. I hope it does. I like
Me
it.
too.
It's a good show. It's different.
It is different, but it's like I think a typical sitcom though. Like it has the whole like funny things, and then at the end of the episode, like there's this heartfelt moment, but then it's back to kind of like the funny, and some of it's relatable, and so I think it's like a pretty typical sitcom layout.
Right.
But like the storyline is different.
It's different than anything, and that's where I think we should go into the storyline on this a little bit more. So it's a guy with 2 daughters, and his wife passes, and his the family friends are all noticing like a year after that he's like
barely holding
it together. They're still like going through all the casseroles they got.
Yeah, they have like a deep freezer full of casseroles. People made them a year
ago,
after.
Yeah, and they're like got 2 big dogs. They're up on the counter.
Yeah, it's just like pandemonium in their household.
Right.
Because there's no moms run the house, and when there's no mom, it's like chaos. So their house is pure chaos.
But yeah, then his friends come in and say, "Hey, it's kind of time to get yourself out there," and is played by Walton Goggins, who was from Justified, played Boyd Crowder on Justified.
Which is the main reason why we wanted to watch it in the first place.
Yeah. And that's what we got, like, oh, wow, he's going to be on something so different, because he pretty much always plays a criminal or a cowboy.
Yeah, so
and in this he's just
like suburban dad.
Suburban architect, or not even architect, landscaper.
Yeah.
Dad with 2 daughters. His wife passed.
Yeah, it's definitely completely different. But he pulls it off really well.
Yeah, he pulls it off really well.
I like his character a lot. And I like, I'm going to have a hard time with the names. Not Delia.
You are Delia.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, most of the time.
Really? Why? Like, what?
There's a lot of personality.
You?
Bossy? In charge?
Leader.
Yeah.
Leadership.
Okay. Knows what's best for everyone.
I'm a leader. I have leadership skills.
Yeah. It was a compliment.
Okay. I do like Delia. I feel like I do relate to her a lot because she's like has all this knowledge, and if everyone would just listen to her. then things would go so much more smoothly.
Yeah. Oh, you even just sounded like her. Like your voice sounded like her.
Oh, that's funny.
As long as you don't call me Forrest, well, like that dude, this
Oh my gosh.
lady that we're talking about, her husband is like
So
clueless.
funny.
And he's funny though, and he's Rob Corddry, played by Rob Corddry, who's really funny and just goofy and everything. And he is a like full on goofball, clueless weirdo.
Kind of like part hipster dad too, because he
Well, he tries to be
he
hipster.
tries to be hipster. He tries to be like really cool with the teens
Yeah, like
and
cool
stuff.
cat.
Yeah, and he's actually definitely not cool.
Yeah.
He's funny though. I would not. You're not Forrest though. Like you're definitely not Forrest at all.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just a really good, wholesome family show. There's like certain moments in it where you're like, oh, yep, I'm going to start crying now. But then you start laughing. And
Yeah, I do like it a lot. It's funny. So what is the other family's name? There's Delia and Forrest. The main character. And then Wade, yeah. Kept wanting to say Boyd. The other family. What is her name? I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, as soon as I hear it.
Hold on. Michelle.
Michelle.
Yes.
And then what's the husband's name?
Ben. Ben and Michelle.
Ben and Michelle.
Yeah.
I like them too. I feel like I'm sometimes Michelle too.
Yeah,
I feel like I relate to her. Like the episode where she's sick, like in bed and stuff, and everybody's like, oh, no, it's fine.
And then she has a mental breakdown because people are handling it without her.
Yeah, because, I got that. I totally understood that. I'm like, you guys are supposed to be falling apart without me. I'm the linchpin.
Yeah, but it's a really good show. I highly recommend it, and I hope it comes back for another season when this season's over with.
Me too. I like it a lot. So you want to get into Joker?
Yep, we'll get into Joker now.
Oh, so we went to the theaters and seen that, and it was really, really good.
I loved that movie. I thought it was... I didn't know what to expect. Some coworkers had gone to see it, and they were like, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. They're like, we went in thinking it was going to be like... almost like the
action.
Yeah, like the Dark Knight movies, along the line of the Dark Knight movies with like action, intrigue, and all this.
Yeah, and it's definitely slower, but it's really good,
It's
and it has a build up
and a huge build up.
Yeah, and you know how social media is. Like, I
Yeah.
got on there and I'm like looking, and it's so violent. I walked out of the theater.
Yeah.
I'm not knowing what to expect. I'm going in like, okay, what if it starts off and he's a kid and it shows all these bad things happening to kids, and I'm not going to be able to handle that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe I'm going to end up walking out of the theater. So, I mean, obviously there was some violence, but what do you expect when it's a
and
movie
I don't think
about
it
the
was
Joker?
as gruesome or gory as a lot of people made it out to be.
I was like, wow, these people have never seen a movie with any sort of violence in it, maybe? Like, I don't understand.
Because, I mean, there was violence, but it wasn't like...
I didn't think it was over the top.
Over the top violence or like blood and guts everywhere.
No. I mean, there's so many more movies out there that are way more gory and violent than that one. I didn't think obviously there was, but nothing like people made it out. That was just because I really didn't know what to expect, but then I was just kind of, but it's social media and everything's blown out of proportion.
Way out of proportion.
And then you have people who are just like so sensitive to everything. And, yeah. So. Yeah,
but I liked the way it was laid out, and that at the end, you still don't fully know Like, you can draw your own conclusions and say this is the way it is, but it could not be that way.
Yeah,
like,
you could be wrong.
is he actually the Joker? Did any of it really happen? Was it all in his head, or did it all happen, or was some of it in his head? Because some of it was obviously in his head.
Like the girl.
The neighbor girl who he's dating.
Yeah, yeah.
Did he actually kill Murray at the end, or was that in his head? Or was he just been in Arkham the whole time, like, fantasizing this?
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, and like you said, you don't actually know if he is like the Joker that you see from the Batman movies and stuff, or if he is the Joker based himself off of.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
You don't know.
I like the open-endedness, and that neither the actors or directors are saying this is what it is. They said maybe it is what you think, maybe it isn't.
Yeah. They said that it'll never be like with Batman though. Like,
right.
They'll never do anything with Batman. I don't even know if they're going to do another Joker thing like standalone.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they tried to keep it separate from
right,
that.
Which I would love if they took this storyline, didn't involve it into Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Or like the interaction with the Joker and the Batman, but if they did, because I want it to be like Fleck is the Joker, and this is how he started, and then he kills that the caseworker or whatever at the end, and then it's running around the loony bin. Yeah. Way to be.
It's your mom, so yeah.
And yeah, if it was him, like, seeing him get out and actually start like a criminal organization.
Yeah, that
Joaquin
would be
Phoenix,
cool.
like,
he was
nailed it.
Awesome. I loved him. He was literally perfect.
Perfect. And like, I wasn't a huge fan of his before this. Like, Walk the Line was okay.
I liked Walk the Line.
I don't know. I don't think he was a great Johnny Cash.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he did a good job.
He did okay, but it wasn't just like compelling for me, I guess.
Yeah.
But this was compelling.
Yeah.
Like, he knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he did. I've always liked Joaquin Phoenix, though. Like, I liked him in Signs, and that I really liked Walk the Line. I was, like, obsessed with that movie when it first came out. I had the soundtrack, I had the movie, I had everything. And then he's in a couple other things that I'd seen. The Village. That was a good one.
Yeah, he was good in The Village.
M. Night Shyamalan stuff.
Was he the brother? He wasn't in Signs, was he?
Yeah, he was there was Mel Gibson, and then Joaquin Phoenix was the brother that lived with Mel Gibson and the two kids, and he's the one who like lights up the alien with the baseball bat. Yeah, that's Joaquin Phoenix.
I guess he just looks a lot different.
This was a long time ago.
And he lost so much weight for
he was severely underweight.
Yeah.
Like, I was reading in the trivia on IMDb that they had to do each scene like once. It had to be perfect because he would run out of energy so quick. Yeah. Because he was so underweight. He was so skinny.
Yeah, and he said in the IMDb trivia on the movie with him, he was talking about like, if he hadn't have dropped all that weight, he wouldn't have been able to do the like dance scenes that he does. Like, he said his body just moved so
in different ways.
In such different ways that he was able to do like the weird dances.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. But like, when he was coming down the stairs doing the dances, he did a pretty good job,
was so
though.
awesome.
Like,
that was awesome.
That was perfect. He did such a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. But like, like the other when he's like in his apartment, him and his mom's apartment, and dancing all like in his boxers and stuff like that.
Yeah, or after he kills those subway kids and he goes like into the bathroom.
Yeah, and has
he's
this
doing
little
all these like
ballet.
weird. You're like, oh,
holy crap!
Like Swan Lake in a nasty subway bathroom.
Yeah, and like just the psychological ride that the show takes you on of his just like, or the movie takes you on of just his like.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty accurate. And I don't know if he was like a criminal psychologist or someone commented on it and
Yeah, I
said
think he was a
that
criminal
was
psychologist.
the closest to how an actual like a serial killer or something is
Like,
formed.
yeah, it's formed like a mental breakdown.
Yeah, like the closest that he's seen out of almost any other movie or any other movie in a long time.
A long time, yeah.
Because it was pretty just like one disaster after another, and eventually it was just too much for him to handle.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, a lot of people with I guess, like a lot of times in like movies or books, people are like, "Oh, that's so controversial," and I'm like, "Why?"
It's real
Like,
life, though. Like
it's real life. Like
people have breakdowns like
all
that
the
every
time.
day.
He's a poor guy in a big city. His mom is a loon.
Yeah, she's psycho.
Let her ex abuse him. Told him he was her real kid.
Yeah.
And that his dad was some millionaire.
Bullied by everyone around
him, even his like friends that he works with, bully him for the most part.
Yeah, it's just one thing after another,
right?
And eventually, it just turns into
snaps.
Yep, snaps like a twig. He didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
Being adopted by the person that he did get adopted by.
Being
his
abused, blocking it all out.
Yeah, he did not stand a chance. It's really sad, actually.
Yeah.
And it actually, like, made me feel sorry.
Oh, yeah,
or, like,
definitely.
Feel sad
I feel sad
for
him. Yeah.
Because you watch Batman and you see this villain and he's so bad and,
Right.
But this kind of, like, humanizes
the
Joker.
Definitely humanizes him.
And you're like, wow, this is how he ended up the way he is. Yeah. And it's sad, actually.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, that, like, just a great movie. We watched it really again. Good. We ended up getting...
you can rent it on Amazon Prime.
On Amazon Prime,
we
rented
$6.
it. $6, watched it again. Still the best movie, I think. I think it's like the best movie I've ever seen.
It's really good. He won an award. I'm so happy.
Joaquin Phoenix he actually won a couple awards. Yeah,
he deserved it.
That was. Hopefully he doesn't. Well, I mean, hopefully he's the Jack Nicholson, not the Heath Ledger.
Yeah, but he's also a lot older than Heath Ledger and stuff. More life experience. You know, like Heath Ledger's really young.
Yeah, and maybe Jared Leto will be the Heath Ledger.
Can't stand Jared Leto.
Yeah, like
I love old 30 Seconds to Mars though.
Yeah, I just don't like Jared Leto.
I just don't like him.
But I watched, seen this video. It was like an animated video, and it was all the Jokers fighting each other. Jack Nicholson. Yeah, he was. It was Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, and Joaquin Phoenix. And the Jared Leto one was the first to go.
Yeah, because if you lined them all up, he's definitely like the weakest link out of all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't like him. I love The Kill though. That's like one of my all-time favorite songs. I love it.
I think that's really the only 30 Seconds to Mars song
I think there's one or two other ones that I like, and then after that, like their newer stuff, and it's not good.
It's not. Like I couldn't even. I did for like a year. They had two songs come out pretty close to each other, and I couldn't tell them apart. I couldn't tell you. I knew.
I think I know which ones you're talking about. Like one, they came out a few years back.
Yeah,
I say a few years, but I think this was actually like 8 or 9 years
ago. No. We had Raylan.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something.
Yeah, so it was 4 or 5 years ago. They came out with two songs right around the same time, and I couldn't tell you. I knew there was two names, and I couldn't tell you which was which. They sounded exactly the same.
Yeah. I feel like if they could make music more like when they first started out, then it would be much better. But now it's like, I don't know. It sucks.
Yeah, it's no bueno.
Yeah.
Another little recommendation, actually 2 recommendations I'm going to throw in. I think we're about ready to wrap up here. We're at 50 minutes now, which is pretty good. So one recommendation or a group of recommendations I'm going to make on Netflix, they are doing a bunch of historical docudramas.
Yeah, I would definitely classify them as historical docudramas. Yes.
So they
So
have
good.
they're so good. They have
The Ottoman Empire.
the Ottoman Empire, the rise of the Ottoman Empire, 3 on 3 different Roman Empire emperors, 1 on the current royal family in England, which we haven't started yet.
No, we haven't seen that one.
The fall of Troy, and the last Tsars of Russia.
We've watched The Last Tsars, and that was really, really good.
The dude who they got to play Rasputin, or Rasputin, as his name spoke, it was dead nuts on. Like,
yeah, he was something, man.
he was something else. And
I learned a lot.
yeah, they're really good. They'll start in. They have a narrator who kind of gets things rolling on each episode. They'll go into an actual like dramatization. Good.
Yeah, not like crappy cable TV, like not that.
Yeah, not like Dateline reenactments or anything like that.
This is really, really
good.
good.
I mean, they're all pretty much all unknown actors.
Pretty much, yeah.
And a lot of foreign actors. A lot of almost every actor from the Ottoman Empire was Turkish.
Yeah.
There's a couple Spanish.
Yeah.
And then they'll cut to some historians kind of going, yeah, this is where they screwed up.
Yeah, or explaining something that would make sense now, or like a decision that might not have made sense to us then. They kind of go on and say, okay, this is why they did this.
Right. And then they'll go back into the show.
It's so good.
It's really good, and it holds up factually.
Yeah.
Because I was a little nervous. I was like, oh, I guess it's Netflix. I don't know how accurate that they hold themselves to be, but going through and doing some research after the fact on what we had watched, it holds up really well.
Yeah, it was really good. That's so good. I love it.
Yeah. So my second recommendation would be the Time Suck and Scared to Death podcasts. Hail Nimrod. They're really great podcasts. You can find them on YouTube or iTunes. Huge back catalog of Time Suck episodes. I think there's 172 episodes altogether. Wow. If you like history, if you like comedy, if you like dark humor, what is big deal? I highly recommend it. And Scared to Death, which we're actually kind of taking some inspiration from our next episode. I think we're going to tell each other scary stories.
Oh, and I'm a wimp, so it should be interesting.
It should be interesting. It should be fun. We'll probably shut the lights off, maybe light some candles, get some ambiance going. I highly recommend these guys. Dan Cummins is the host on both, and then Scared to Death is with his wife, Lindsay Cummins. They are awesome. Get out there and show them support if you can.
Yeah, I think that's it. I watch everything with you, so.
Any YouTube channels?
No, all my media consumption is with you.
Yeah. So thank you. If you want to find me, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Safety Third Forge on Facebook and Instagram, and Safety Third Forge Outdoors and More on YouTube.
And then I am A Mom's Point of View on YouTube.
And if you want to get a hold of us, you can email us at cmkspod@gmail.com, and we'd love to hear any suggestions or critiques from this. And hopefully you'll be seeing us. Bye.